When you first live alone, it can feel like you're drifting through open water without a compass. The days blur, breakfast at noon, laundry whenever, and suddenly a week is gone. Thriving seniors know the secret build rhythm, not just routine. Take Jack, 72, who once felt stuck after retirement. His daughter suggested theme days, Mondays for grocery runs, Wednesdays for walk and talk phone calls with his brother in Texas, Fridays for movie night with himself. Yes, popcorn included. Suddenly, life had texture. Each day had personality. Rhythm gives you something to look forward to, a reason to get out of bed beyond habit. It's not about filling every hour, but about shaping time with meaning. A calendar becomes less a reminder of aging and more a map of adventures, commitments, and small joys. That's the first key. Design your week so it feels alive, not accidental. Living alone doesn't mean living disconnected, but let's be honest, always being the one to call can feel draining. That's why thriving seniors create social lifelines on Rails connections that run automatically. Meet Linda, 69, who has a standing Zoom with 2 college friends every Tuesday. Sometimes they discuss politics, sometimes they just laugh at old hairstyles. Carlos, 75, has a neighbor who knocks every morning at 9 a.m. before walking her dog. No pressure, no effort, just consistent connection. That predictability is emotional glue. It reminds you that you're not an afterthought in someone else's world. The beauty is, it works even on days when you don't feel social. When the phone rings at the same time every week, it's less about scheduling and more about belonging. That's how you turn loneliness into community without chasing it. Comfort is great, but comfort without movement is a trap. A house filled with soft chairs and glowing lamps can quietly steal your energy. Nancy, 74, realized she was spending too much time in her recliner, so she shifted her environment: puzzle table in the hallway, ukulele on a stand by the couch, water weights next to the TV remote. Now every glance invites action. Instead of scrolling endlessly, she strums chords or builds a puzzle. Even sunlight becomes a motivator. She placed her reading chair near the brightest window, so mornings feel like an invitation. A home that sparks motion keeps you curious, active, and engaged. It's not about expensive gadgets, but about nudges, little cues that remind you, hey, there's more to do than sit. Stay positive is advice that often backfires. Thriving seniors don't fake smiles. They build resilience toolkits. Michael, 76, has one rule when loneliness hits his rescue sequence. First, a 5-minute walk outside. Second, he journals 1-page unedited, raw honesty. Third, he listens to a voicemail from his daughter saying, "Love you, Dad." That ritual doesn't erase pain, but it steadies him. Others build resilience corners, a comfy chair, a notebook of self-written pep talks, maybe a playlist labeled "Bad Days Only." Resilience is not about avoiding sadness. It's about navigating it with tools you trust. Think of it as an emotional first aid kit, practical, personal, and always within reach. Without someone expecting you, days can slide into invisibility. Accountability is the antidote. Take Sharon, a retired teacher who joined a local online book club. Every Friday, she's expected to share her thoughts, even if it's just. Chapter 8 was confusing. That expectation pulls her into the week. Or think of Robert 80 digitizing his late wife's recipes for their kids. Each Sunday, his grandson asks Grandpa, "What's this week's dish?" That gentle demand keeps him present. Accountability doesn't need pressure. It needs visibility. When someone notices your effort, your day stops being optional. Technology can feel like a foreign language, but the right setup transforms it into your personal assistant. Evelyn, 78, doesn't do social media, but her tablet has 4 icons: telehealth grocery delivery, FaceTime, and her audiobook app. That's it. Her grandson programmed Alexa to remind her about Med's plant watering and even bingo night. The trick isn't learning every new app. It's tailoring tech to serve your life. A step counter video calls voice notes or even smart plugs can turn frustration into freedom. And here's the key. Always have a tech buddy, a grandchild friend, or local volunteer who fixes problems without judgment. When tech is simple, it empowers you instead of overwhelming you. Your body is your only roommate when you live alone. Thriving seniors treat health as sacred, not optional. Dolores, 77, tracks 3 things on her wall calendar: steps, water, and meals. No smartwatch required. The point isn't perfection. It's a baseline of care that never slips. Walk daily, eat real food, sleep well, and don't skip checkups. Prevention is power. A stretch before breakfast, a glass of water after each TV show, a daily walk, even small rituals accumulate. The body you protect today is the freedom you enjoy tomorrow. Routine is safe, but can turn life into a loop. That's why seniors who thrive chase micro-adventures, tiny, joyful breaks in the pattern. Larry, 81, picks a random bus each Thursday and hops off wherever curiosity strikes: a flea market, a bookstore, a food truck. Mary, 70, tries one new recipe every weekend. Some delicious, some disasters, all memorable. Micro-adventures spark the brain and spirit. They remind you that life, even alone, can still surprise you. So, take a different route home, say yes to a random invite, or join that painting class you know nothing about. Novelty isn't frivolous, it's fuel. On tough mornings, self-care alone won't drag you out of bed. You need a reason that's bigger than you. Thomas, 84, tutors kids twice a week. It's not the algebra, he says. It's that someone still counts on me. Lillian writes letters to incarcerated women, reminding them that hope travels through words. When your life touches others, your own days gain weight. Legacy service. Love your why doesn't need to be grand, but it must extend beyond your comfort. It's the fuel that carries you when energy runs low. Finally, seniors who thrive have an anchor belief, a philosophy that whispers on hard days. For Louisa, 79, who lost both children, it's this: as long as I'm here for someone. That sentence carries her through grief and loneliness. Philosophy isn't abstract, it's earned wisdom. Maybe you believe every person deserves kindness, or that both joy and sorrow are temporary. or simply that showing up is enough. Whatever it is, it's your compass when storms hit. A personal philosophy steadies the ship when everything else feels unmoored. Living alone later in life isn't a sign of loss, it's an open canvas. Every day can be shaped by the choices you make to move, to connect, to laugh, to serve, to discover something new. The seniors who thrive aren't the ones with the easiest circumstances, but the ones who turn solitude into opportunity. Whether it's through small rituals, new adventures, or simply holding on to a belief that grounds you, this chapter can be just as vibrant as any before. Remember, independence doesn't mean isolation. It means you get to steer the ship, set the tone, and design a life that feels fully yours. And if you start with even one of these 10 ideas, you might be surprised at how rich, joyful, and deeply meaningful living alone can truly be.